Hi, this is Becky from the Painted Stone Cottage. I just wanted to talk with some of the women today that watch my channel. Um, I went through something back 10 years ago where I started getting dizzy and my heart would start racing for no apparent reason. You know, I'd feel like my face was on fire. It's called peri-menopause. Peri-menopause. And now I went to the emergency room and my doctor acted like I was a friggin' lunatic. Now, I took an ambulance to the emergency room, first off, and the ambulance driver told me that I was probably starting to go through my change. A male ambulance driver, probably in his early 40s himself. His wife had been going through it for a few years herself, and an ambulance driver tipped me off that that's what it could be. I had never thought in a million years it was possible. But anyhow, I get to the hospital, and the man I was with at the time showed up there, and he was no help at all. The doctor wants to do blood work on me, but he said, no, she's pale all the time. Well, I was. I didn't do as much gardening and stuff back then. I wasn't out in the sun nearly as much as I used to be. But my lips were pale, and like they are now. My lips are really pale because I'm iron deficient again. But, he just wasn't supportive about any of it. He didn't care that what I was experiencing was crippling me up. And so the doctor sent me home telling me it was anxieties. Well, now I know when I'm having anxiety attacks. I had them when I was having them at 23. I've had them most of my life, and I finally gotten to where those are pretty much in check. But I know when I'm having one. I'm not really an anxious person. I don't get upset extremely easy. It takes a lot. And even then, I'm not so upset usually that I'm having an anxiety attack. So me just sitting around doing nothing and starting to feel my heart take off on me was not an anxiety attack. That was something else. That was my estrogen levels fluctuating, or progesterone. Both of them go up and down when you're going through your change of life. And they can make your life a living hell. It was a lot of research before I realized that really was what was happening with me. And it started with little hot flashes here and there. My face would feel like it was on fire for no reason. I was like, well, this is different. I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's just the Florida heat. I had just moved back from Kentucky where it had been cold in winter. So I let that go. Then I bent over to pick up a flower pot and felt like I was going to pass out. Felt like the whole world flipped on me. And my nephew's like, well, it's probably just, you're low in electrolytes. So he picked me up a bottle of Pedialyte, and I drank that crap. Yuck. Nothing changed. I was still experiencing it off and on, day after day. And then the heart palpitation thing would kick in. So this went on for a year before I finally went to a family physician and had them check my blood levels. And even then, the doctor said, oh, no, your levels are all fine. You're just iron deficient. You can't be going through your change. You're too young. Well, I'm telling you now, that's bullshit. You can be going through your change in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s. Every woman is different. Those little things that start changing in your body. Suddenly your breasts are really sore every month when they weren't before. Or, your hair gets brittle and dry, starts breaking off or falling out in clumps. That's happened to a lot of women I know. It's very unfortunate. A friend of mine is now having to buy a wig because she has lost most of her hair. Your nails start splitting, breaking off real easy, feeling soft. That could be a sign. There's just so many things. Like when I first started going through the change and doing the research, it was like 10 symptoms of perimenopause. And then it was like 23 symptoms of perimenopause. And when I checked last, it was 64 symptoms of perimenopause. Like, oh my God. And then you start going down the list. And you're like, wow, I have the majority of these symptoms. But the doctors still won't tell you that you're going through your change because most of them don't know anything about it. They weren't trained in women's health. They don't know that your estrogen can fluctuate one minute and be normal the next. You know, and most generally doctors don't care. They're there for the paycheck and to push some pills on you. That's it. They don't care to hear what you have to say. You know, like the doctor I had before this one, I made a list before I went in there, and he sat there for maybe 10, 20 seconds listening, and he said, "You're just too young." I was like, really? I was like, because my mom was done with her change of life at 50. And this was just 6 years ago. Well, now that I'm skipping periods, I'm in my change. So, or I'm going to my change, I'm perimenopausal. Now, y'all, that's bullshit. If you're having hot flashes, cold flashes, which is a thing, nerve pains, end-to-end nerve pains where you get a shock in one area and it shoots to another, that's end-to-end nerve pain. If you're starting to get deficient in vitamins when they check your levels, you know, especially if you're over 40, if your hair and nails are changing, there's just so many things that can be a sign that you're starting to go through your change of life. Now, I am taking a iron supplement by Mega Food. I'm not promoting them in any way. I don't get paid to promote Mega Food, but it's called the Blood Builder, and it is all natural. It is made from fruits and vegetables, so I can take it every day for the rest of my life. It's not gonna hurt me. Whereas if I take those iron supplements that the doctor pushed on me, you know, even at 27 milligrams, I can't take that every day for the rest of my life to keep my iron level up. Not to mention, it takes 6 months to get that built up in your stores. You might start feeling a little better in a month or two, but 6 months, people, of taking that vitamin every day with a glass of orange juice before you do anything else, and it's going to make you sick to your stomach. I don't care who you are, that iron is hard on your stomach and it makes you feel yucky. And then it's another full year before the doctor finally takes you completely off of it. He'll reduce you down to, after 6 months, he'll reduce you down to like 3 a week. But a full year. You're looking at a full year to recover from iron deficiency, just on a regular vitamin. But the Blood Builder made me feel better really fast. And, you know, I can take it every day safely for the rest of my life. It's not going to hurt me. You know, so that's what I'm doing to get my iron up. It's something I will probably fight with until I finally make it through that change of life. But I'm telling y'all, we need like a perimenopause fallout kit, because the hot flashes, the cold flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings. Like now, a few years ago, I would wake up in a rage for no apparent reason. And I try not to take that out on people. Although at the time I was married to a real jerk. And I took it out on him quite a bit because I got tired of him taking his shit out on me. But now, it's like once in a while I wake up a little moody, but not bad. But I can definitely tell a difference in how I'm feeling. And I think I'm starting to get to the end of it because I finally started skipping cycles. Thank God for that. There's women, I belong to a support group. There's women that complain about skipping their cycles. Now, you still get the symptoms. You don't get your period, but you still get the symptoms like you're going to get your period. You know, the tender breast, the tiredness, you know, just feeling drained. But, you know, you just don't get the period. But why would you complain about something that's been torture your whole life, every month for your whole life? I mean, good Lord. But I'm telling you, like, the emotional things you go through. Now, I haven't been one of those emotional people in my life. I've been pretty detached. Apparently, it's something, everybody blames it on me being an Aquarius. You know, they say I don't get emotionally attached easily. Well, I love my children and my grandchildren, you know, but I don't cry over a lot of stuff. You know, it takes a lot to make me cry. A death in the family, something like that. The other day, I was watching a shoe commercial and broke down in tears. I have no idea why. Wasn't even a good shoe commercial. It was rather stupid. But, whew. Like, that's when we need that little box that's got the little fold-up fan. I've got these stashed everywhere. Boat, car, truck, all over my house, the porches. They're everywhere. In my purse, my luggage. It needs to have some chocolate in there. Dark chocolate, because dark chocolate's good for you. It needs to have one of those little lists that go, you know, you can read down. It says, you're not going crazy. It's perimenopause. You know, so you can go through all the symptoms and check them off and be like, yep, got it, got it, got it. And then, let me see, it needs some alcohol in it, even though alcohol can cause your hot flashes to be worse. And not everybody drinks. I have a little drink once in a while. But we just need some type of like little emotional fallout kit for when we're going through this craziness, because let me tell you, perimenopause is crazy and you will feel like you're losing my mind. I mean, I went to the doctor the first time thinking I was going crazy. You know, I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was crying all the time. Just a mess. And, you know, the doctors will make you feel even more crazy because they want to push a antidepressant on you, which is bad for you. They send you home telling you have anxiety attacks. It's all just anxieties. It's not, ladies. You're feeling anxious by the time that gets done with you. You have a few heart palpitations. You'll feel anxious. Absolutely. But don't listen to these doctors. You know, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. You know, if you think you're going through the change, you probably are. You know, my mom said she didn't have any symptoms. Let me tell you something. That woman was a lunatic. She may not have realized she was having symptoms, but she had like 5 years where she was in this mood swing from hell, and she was a raging lunatic at everybody, and just out of the blue. Nobody understood back then what was going on with her. I noticed that she was sweating more often, but I thought, well, Mom's put on a few pounds, you know, she still walks everywhere, so maybe that's what it is. No, she's going through her change. You know, especially those raging hormones making her a lunatic and screaming at everybody. That was just no symptoms of my butt, Mom. But, you know, just don't listen to everything your doctors tell you. Do your research, you know, get online and check things out. You know, put your symptoms in, or put in symptoms of perimenopause. Don't put your symptoms in because it'll tell you you're dying from 10 different things. Just put in symptoms of perimenopause and check it off and see what you got, because I guarantee you got a few of them. You know, it could be, you know, an electric shock sensation, you know. Suddenly you've got this hot tingly sensation in your back. You know, you're sweating at night. Your boobs are really sore. There's so many things. It's unbelievable. I had no idea. You know, for me, like, my skin doesn't feel like my skin anymore. It just feels weird when I touch it, even though I moisturize constantly. My skin doesn't feel like my skin. It's like an alien took over my body one day and won't give it back. So I think I'm going to get on that, put together a little emotional kit for women going through this crap. You know, I belong to a support group because it's good to have other women to talk to about what you're feeling. Because chances are most of them have gone through the same thing you're going through and continue to go through it. And a lot of them have some good answers, you know, to your problem. A lot of them know what to do and can help you out. You know, and it's also a good place just to go, you know, and talk about, you know, write a little message about what you're going through during the day. You know, whether it's your kids, your grandkids make you crazy, you know, because those women are very supportive of me. You know, I wouldn't have made it through last year without them, that's for sure. I would have been drugged up on some antidepressant that my doctor pushed on me, and, you know, probably suicidal, because apparently those pills can make you suicidal. So that's what they're pushing on women that are already feeling like they're losing it because their body's crazy. But, yeah. Y'all stay away from those drugs. You know, your body don't need that crap. Get out your garden and grow you some vegetables. Put in some hard work. Get that sunshine in your body. Take some type of supplement. Absolutely start taking a multivitamin, but try to find something that is natural. You know, not a chemical made by man. Most of these vitamins are man-made. They're not natural. You know, it's all genetically modified crap. It's not good for you. Get a natural vitamin. Get a natural multivitamin. Just try to, look up organic vitamins. That's what I've done. And you'll start feeling better, you know. Look up your symptoms, you know, under the Peri thing. See if it seems like your B6 might be low, your B12, your iron. You know, there's so many things that have similar symptoms. You just got to check them off. See what's bugging you. And before you know it, those anxiety attacks will stop. Mine did. I've got them under control. I'm doing good. You know, I went to the doctor in December and got my workup. Iron's still low. I think it was down to 8 this time. But I'm doing better on this Mega Foods blood builder. It's making me feel a lot better fast. And, you know, get all the checkups that you need to get. Those are important. You know, and get out in that garden and do some work. Grow yourself something healthy to eat. Grow yourself the foods that your body is needing, that your body's deficient in. Once you get those panels done and you know what your body needs, get out there and grow it. You know, don't go to the grocery store for it, because you ain't going to get nothing out of that. You know, that food is not good for you. You know, there's very little vitamin left in it. You know, none of it's ripened properly in the garden or on the vine or any of that stuff. So, you know, get out there, get some sunshine, work. You know, I get plenty of vitamin D. A friend of mine was just diagnosed as vitamin D deficient. She's not a sunshine person. She is, you know, 68-degree air conditioning all year long, even in the winter. You know, dark house, you know, and now she's paying for it. She feels like shit. So, excuse my language. I talk the way I talk, you know, and that's not going to change for nobody. It's just not going to change. But, you know, the doctors will make you feel like you're a hypochondriac. Don't believe them. Go with your gut. You know, get outside and be active. It's important. You know, do things that you enjoy in life that make you feel good, whether it's painting, crocheting, gardening, whatever makes you feel good. I go fishing, I garden, I crochet, I do all that stuff. You know, I'm learning something new all the time. Always learning something new. Just learned how to make jelly and preserves. And even when I'm feeling like crap, I'll get in my kitchen, I'll start making stuff like that, and it makes me feel good. You know, so that's just my little piece of advice for you today on the women and going through this change that's making us all crazy. You know, try to hang in there, ladies. You know, it's definitely a roller coaster ride. But you know what? We're going to come out the other side and finally be done with this monthly bullshit. You know, and be able to go on to the better part of our life, where we're watching our grandchildren and great-grandchildren grow up, and we can travel, do what the hell we want, when we want, sleep in late if we want. It's all about getting to that other side. It's not all downhill. It's how you look at it, you know. It's like, I look forward to growing a year older every year. You know, my birthdays, it's not a bummer for me. I'm ecstatic every year that I made it another year, especially with the way this crazy world has gotten. But, you know, just do things that make you feel good and look forward to that change finally. Where you're out the other side, and you're living your best life. And it's always about living your best life, that's for sure, because we only get one shot at it. So shouldn't it be our best always? So, always be growing, people, one way or another. Just keep growing, you know. So that's my little vent for today. Hope everybody has a great day. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and God bless and love to you.